All right, y'all. Looks like the Black America boycott is working against Asian Americans. Asians Americans are really feeling the Black American boycott. We have so many Black people, Black women and men, in this video that's going to talk to you guys about how they're going through the boycott. We have Asians America in this video that's going to be telling us how they feel about the Asian boycott in America. And, this is on the heels of Target and Jay-Z. If you guys did not know, the Black American community is about to boycott Target because of Jay-Z deal. All right. So, it's a lot of boycotting going on. We have to do it in order to speak out and let people know that we have power and we're just not going to be toyed with. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here, and let's check out what Black Americans have to say about the Asian American boycott in America.
This is why when y'all say Black people can't come together, I just shut my mouth because y'all are showing out on this Asian boycott. Saturday, June the 6th, empty. Nail salons, empty. Y'all are showing out. Now, if you recall, he's the one that told us that we couldn't survive without any Asian-owned, stores in our community, and told us if we did a boycott, he would take away the laundry mats, right? They would not have laundry mats for us as if we don't own washers and dryers in 2026. Now, some of you actually seem to be surprised at the Asian community, some of them anyway, that are really thinking that we're ignorant and too ignorant to have our own. Guys, don't forget about 2023. Do y'all remember in 2023? When they ended affirmative action, and that was in part to the Asian community. They let themselves be pushed to end affirmative action against the Blacks. And people always say against the Blacks as if we're the only community and we're the number one community to benefit from affirmative action. We weren't, but that's a discussion for another day. So in case you didn't know, the Asian American Coalition for Education, along with 60 other Asian American groups, got together and filed several civil rights law complaints against Harvard, okay? And they supported students for fair admissions. Now, if students for fair admissions sound familiar, that's because they are the ones who filed these lawsuits that went to the Supreme Court. President and fellows of Harvard College and also against University of North Carolina. They combined the two. They said that they felt it was so unjust. They were expected to perform higher to get into Ivy League colleges. And that's not the case for everyone, i.e. Black people. They decided to do it in groups so that no one could pick out a specific Asian American to target. But the fact that there were 60 different groups along with the Asian American Coalition for Education speaks volumes. Now, once affirmative action ended, do you think there was a big surge of acceptance into Ivy League colleges for Asian Americans? No poochie pies. According to the Manhattan Institute, there was a 2% increase across the board of Asian Americans being accepted into Ivy League schools. However, there was a decline in Blacks and Hispanic enrollment. Like other communities, Asian communities seem to forget that they benefit from all the hard work that the Black community has done. And that's okay if you forget. We don't have to remind you because, baby, we just keep doing what we do, which is us. So I'm proud of all you guys standing in solidarity because they're basically calling us stupid as hell, and we're not. Leave me a comment. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Asian man that came on TikTok talking about how Black people can go ahead and boycott their businesses, whether it's beauty supply stores and nail salons, and how they can just go over to the white neighborhoods and get money from them. Okay, then go do that. Because if it was so easy for you to be in those neighborhoods, then why weren't you over there to begin with? It's strategically placed for beauty supply stores, nail salons, and liquor stores to be placed in the Black community because you know that's where all the money's going to come from. The Asian man that came on TikTok and said what he said is a prime example of why Black people are boycotting to begin with. They're just exposing what we've always known, this secret weird hatred, this secret weird animosity towards us when we've done nothing to you. I saw another young lady on TikTok talking about how there was xenophobia that was being pushed towards Asian community when Donald Trump had first got elected and Asians were getting beat up in broad daylight. And she was talking about how when Asians were talking about POC solidarity and Black people came to their aid, but now it's shoes on the other foot, they're nowhere to be found. It's our problem and it's our fault. Which is exactly why Black people are boycotting, because we recognize that we can have solidarity for everybody else, but nobody can have solidarity when it comes to us in our community.
There is not a single group of people that actually want Black people to come together and build community without them. You could see history shows that they act like they don't want us around, but get mad when we thrive together without them. You could just tell from, what was it, a couple weeks ago when Naomi did the tennis dinner with all the Black tennis players, and that was such a topic of conversation, as if she needed to explain why she did that, because they need to be included. So for that Asian man to get online and call Black people poor and incompetent and make it seem like we need him more than they need us, you fucked yourself over, buddy.
I just wanted to come in real quick to clarify a few things regarding the blackout. Some are calling it the blackout, some are calling it the boycott. I want to first say to the Asians out there who are doing videos, throwing up in Black people's faces to stop using Asian products, and y'all are calling out the iPhone, for instance, right? Stop using the iPhone. I think you guys are confusing made in China or manufactured in China with who actually owns the company. So you say stop using the iPhone. I say the iPhone is only made in China or manufactured in China. The person who owns the company is a group of white men. It was started by Steve Jobs, a white man, here in the United States. Okay. And now it's owned by two other white men. But yeah, it's made in China. They make the iPhone in China. But yeah, a Chinese person doesn't own it. The same thing with clothes or Jordans. Y'all brought up Nike and Jordans, right? Yeah, it may be manufactured in China, made in China, but Nike is a U.S. based, a U.S. owned company. And Jordan, Michael Jordan, is a Black man. Next, y'all keep bringing up about TikTok being a Chinese company. Partially true. Last year, maybe the year before, TikTok was forced to sell the majority of the business to Larry Ellison, he's the owner of the Oracle Group. There's an investment group over here in the United States and in Israel. And I believe one of those Middle Eastern countries is also a part of the group. Yeah, they bought TikTok. Yeah, they own 80% of the US based TikTok. The Chinese only owns about 20%. So the Chinese are no longer the majority owner of TikTok. Yeah, I need for y'all to catch up on all of this. Next, for all of you Asians that are threatening to boycott Black businesses, I wish you the very best of luck with that. Why? Because you all rarely patronize Black businesses in the first place. So, yeah, good luck to you on that. Lastly, to my people, Black people, I know you've been putting in work to research Black-owned nail salons, Black-owned beauty supply stores, even Black-owned liquor stores or wine and spirits or anything like that for you to patronize. I know you've been putting in work, but you're going to have to put in just a little bit more work, because what the Asians are now doing, when you go to Google a certain businesses, they are putting in their descriptions that their business is Black owned. They're putting it in the metadata. They are trying to trick Black people. Okay, so you're going to have to do a little bit more research to ensure that that nail salon is Black owned, to ensure that that beauty supply store is black owned. And you may find that you Googled one of those businesses and Google said that this was a black owned business, and you get into that beauty supply store and you don't see any black faces in that beauty supply store. And then you're going to have to decide if you are going to turn around and walk out, or if you're going to spend your dollars in that supply store or that nail salon. I'm hoping that you will turn around and walk out. Black business owners who have websites, put the owner and a picture of the owner. Do an about section of the owner. Do an owner spotlight on your website. Make it easy for us to know that this business is black owned. You have black text. Take a picture with your black text at your nail salon, so we know for sure that we're dealing with a black-owned business. Help us out so that there won't be any questions or any doubt that your business is black-owned. Yeah, because they're coming with the trickery. That's all I got. I'll see y'all later.
I found myself in Asian people business, and this is what I found out. They mad about that boycott. They real mad about that boycott. They saying that if that boy went in that store trying to steal them bottles of water, even though it's been proven so many different times that that boy did not try to steal them bottles of water, he would not have been put on a t-shirt. In fact, mind you, I'm only the messenger. This is exactly what they said. They said that they tired of these niggas and their niggerism. Those are their exact words, okay? They also are saying that if y'all are so anti-Asian and y'all don't want to use none of our shit, make sure you don't use nothing made in China. Make sure you don't buy none of our wigs and weaves. Don't go to our hair stores. Don't go to our restaurants, our corner stores. Don't do nothing. They said stay up out of our shit. They said they tired of y'all broke niggas coming in they shit stealing. Then all in the same breath, they're upset that we don't want to be racially profiled every time we want to go and patronize any of these businesses. Yeah, they're saying that we're playing the Asian hate card, although when we're going in these same Asian businesses that are in our communities, we're being followed around. You know, we're being accused of stealing. You know, y'all are trying to enforce these strict ass rules on the people that are quote unquote supposed to be patronizing your business. Then you got the PR princess. The power to the people, okay? Child, they are going working overtime, making video after video, how they stand with the black community, and they're just so ashamed, and, you know, that they understand why black people don't want to patronize Asian businesses. But yet, when you're at the dinner table with your mom and dad and your grandma and everybody at the table, and they're openly being racist, you're not doing or saying anything. You see, your power to the people, and you support the black community when black people are in the room. But when black people are no longer in that room, are you still having that same stance and viewpoint? Yeah, I didn't think so. But anyways, this is what's going on. Make sure you follow me.
The way y'all keep coming with excuses as to why these nail shops and other Asian businesses and restaurants and stuff are empty, y'all really don't believe that when black people set their minds to it, that they can actually stick to it and make differences. But then again, yes, y'all do. It's why y'all try so hard to convince us, like white supremacists have always done for so many years, that it doesn't matter when we unify, when clearly it does. But to see y'all writing all these excuses, it's a Monday, oh, it's still too early, or this, or maybe just people are standing on their word, black people, and keeping their money in black businesses. Bravo, black people.
Morning, people.
Nobody in there. But the gag is, look how many nail shops I went to in less, it ain't even been 10 minutes. It's not even 10 minutes away. Look it. This is the last one. Ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody hanging out.
And shout out to all the black folks that's standing on business when it comes to this boycott, because every Asian store that I passed by today was either completely empty or totally closed. So shout out to y'all for actually using this opportunity to stand on business.
My grandma always used to say, people always think the grass is greener on the other side, but you still got to water that shit. And every time I see certain conversations online, I always think about that. I'm seeing some folks say black people shouldn't be boycotting Asian businesses. Y'all gonna see what happened to y'all. And I'm like, what happened to y'all? What happened to us? What happened to y'all? That's the part that always kind of gets me, right? If black people don't matter, if the black dollar ain't valuable, if black people are doing too much, then stop taking our money. It's really that simple. Go on and get all them other dollars. Open your stores exclusively in communities where you feel like people don't complain, don't protest, and they don't speak up. Since we're such a burden, go and see how much it works out for you. The irony is black people have spent generations fighting for equality, not just for black people, but for everybody. And now a lot of people that benefited from the fight that black people did, they want to say, just be quiet and shut up. But if it wasn't for us, they'd be no you. And now some of the people who benefited from black folks opening those doors act like black people don't bring nothing to the table. And that's why I don't get offended anymore. If you truly believe black people have no value, stand on business. Stop taking the black dollar. Stop opening businesses in black neighborhoods. Stop marketing to black consumers. And this let us know when that little experiment works out. Because see, my grandmama also taught me something else. Folks don't appreciate water until the well runs dry.